Well, here, I'm back. I'm back to just let you guys know that we are worse by the minute. It rained which we don't need it. It rained all morning up to the afternoon. Then the sun came out so bright. And now it's clouding up again. And we are a community where there are quite a few rivers that connect and cross each other. And these are rivers that go all throughout our state. And they're big. Some of them are more ferocious than others. Some are longer than others. But let me tell you, we have honestly got a lot of rivers right in my backyard, so to speak. And we have got a tridge instead of bridge because of the way that the rivers connect and cross each other. We have got other bridges in order for us to get to town. And we've got many, many waterways that are easily flooded in times like this. Our whole town has been flooded before a couple of times to where I know the fire department came to our house and in the middle of the night and we had to evacuate immediately because a dam broke. Now, our state's full of dams and we've had so much rain they can't control what is going on with the dams. Well, it's kind of scary. Because, you really do wonder, what are people doing that are getting washed out? And they're losing their homes, or they can't even get to their homes. And so we've got one more bridge that had to shut down because the water was right up to the actual roadway. And the bridge is from low ground that is connected to the river. Well, this low ground is so many feet lower than the actual highway or roadway. And now the water table is right up to the road that carries you over the bridge. That's all shut down. We've got troubles here in this state of excess of water. And a lot of times when you stop and you think about how, this is all happening and all of these natural disasters, and you watch how it's all formulated for us in black and white, and it's all in print in the scriptures about natural disasters and how the weather changes and whatnot. And everything's coming together, wouldn't you say? So I just want you to know that and see, here you go. You hear this? We had a bunch of rain, and so naturally, we've got the military spraying the air with more poisons because, oh, God forbid those poisons get washed out of the air. That's another thing that's driving me bonkers. It's like, we want to vote in these politicians and they're going to do the right thing and blah, blah, blah. Well, what in the Sam Hill are they doing by allowing that? And that plane was low. I don't know if you heard it, but it was low. They've been pulling that boner all day, and I've had it. It's killing the trees. It's, well, think about what it's doing to your well water if you're on a well. Because I am in the country. So, it's not the idea that you can move out of the city to be safe and more healthy anymore. It's almost like they've got you coming and going no matter where you move. And I want to know, Am I the only one that's getting fed up with this crap? You know, I realize that things have got to run its course. And I realize that things are supposed to always escalate for God's favor to be on his children. You know, it does. It's supposed to, they claim wow, things are happening faster and faster. Well, open up your Bible and read it. What do you think it says? You think that's there just for the fun of it? That's just like the politics. They'll go, oh my gosh, I can't believe blah, blah, blah happened. Really? You can't. Oh my word. Come on. Tune in. This is 2026. Nobody stops you from reading the Bible and really studying what God is trying to lay out as his word, as his promise, as well as truth about him, that he does not lie and he doesn't break a promise. Now, what we've got to do is we've got to tune in and pray for one another. I'm telling you, we all need prayer. We need prayer in a big way. And I've got a prayer group that I started back in 1970/71. And it's a prayer group for all law enforcement. It's a prayer group for first responders, as well. It's a prayer group for military. Now, there's a lot of times where we hide in the house because of the weather or this or that or what have you. Well, they can't. They're out there being our shield. They can't say, oh, forget that noise. I can't put up with tornado precautions and things like that. I'm going on home. No, they're out there for you and I. And that's why they do need prayer. And that's also the reason that we have got to return the concern and passion by girding up, being prayer warriors for those that are our shield. They're a gift. And don't get me wrong, there's some of them that are the biggest stinkers. There's some of them that are so dishonest, it's not funny. Because, seriously, I'm well aware of the fact of John Bryant and civil rights attorneys and whatnot, because I've had to work with some of them over issues. And I'm well aware of the fact that there is a lot of crap going on. But we also have the honest ones. So I'm not going to let the honest ones wear the black eyes, because we've got crooked law enforcement, crooked first responders, crooked military people. There's always the innocent ones that have got a passion, that want to pursue their dream, to be in this. Here comes another plane. Listen. Honestly, how do you like that? Yep, there you go. Okay, well, getting back to how we all need prayer, getting back to, the idea that we can't make one person suffer because of the other people being undeserving. And the Lord knew that would happen. And that's why he says, pray for your enemies. Because he wants it all covered. He wants everybody covered with prayer. He wants your heart to know that just as sure as can be, if you deserve prayer, so do they. You don't know. They could be the most wicked, evil person in the whole wide world right now. And then a week from now, they could have an epiphany that humbles them to where they drop to their knees and you don't know. And that's why we can't give up. Now, I got on a couple of tangents. That's not a bad idea. But, maybe it's a good idea for my next one. I'll just go ahead and I'll explain the prayer group I have and the support group I have for law enforcement, first responders, and the military. I think you'll be interested. And I really honestly believe that. I believe that in my heart, you'll get a big kick out of how I started it all these years ago. So I'm going for now, and I really hope your evening is a good one. All right. Be humble, be joyful, and be rapture ready.